So hello and welcome to this video. Now in this video we are going to discuss about while loop in Java. Alright. So basically a while loop executes statements repeatedly while the condition is true. Okay. So let me show you the way of representing a while loop in Java and how is the syntax of a while loop in your Java program. Alright. So let's start it. Now first of all, I will declare the main method, which is the most important part of a Java program. So main and hit tab for automatically importing the main method to your Java file. Alright. And then further I will say that int count is equals to 0. That means the initial value of count variable is set to 0. And then I would say that while count is less than 10. Alright, so let it be, I would say I. Alright, so int I is equals 0 at first. Instead of count I would say int I is equals 0, and then I would say that system.out.println inside my while block I, and further I would say I plus plus. Alright, so let me run this program. So you can see in my console window, the numbers that are printed into my console window are from 0 up to 9, from 0 to 9. Alright, so how does this execution work? Let me explain you. So first of all, the initial value of I is set to 0. Alright, the Java compiler will check that the value of I, which is equals 0, is less than 10. Yes, is like the Java compiler will ask itself that is the value 0 is the value, the first initial value of I is less than 10. Yes, 0 is less than 10 and the condition is satisfied, which is inside the while statement, and thus the println statement is executed to my console as 0. So the println statement prints a 0 to my console. Then further I would say that I plus plus, which means the value of I will be going on incrementing as the loop continues. Alright, so this I plus plus means that I equals I plus 1. Alright, the value of I will be incrementing, or you can say increasing by 1 until the loop continues. So when the value of I will be 10, that after some time when the value of I will be 10, so the Java compiler will again check the while like the condition inside the while statement and say that 10 is not equals 10, so the loop is false now and the execution of my program will be stopped. So similarly, if I would say that the value from 0 to 9 will be printed to my console, because 9 is less than 10 but 10 is not less than 10. Alright, so my loop will be stop executing, alright, in my program, and the execution of my program will be stopped in my console window. So in my console window you can see that the numbers that are printed are ranging from 0 to 9. Okay, so this is how we can represent a while loop in our Java program. So this is the syntax of a while loop. So while, so this is the while statement, and then inside parenthesis there exists the condition. Alright, so the condition here is I less than 10, and we create a while block, and inside the while block we just print some of the statement like system.out.println I, then I would say I plus plus. Alright, so as the loop will continue, the value of I will be increasing by 1. Alright, so here I want to show you another example of while loop. So let me just comment this code snippet, and I would say that int sum is equals 0 and int I equals 1. Okay, so now I would say that while with a condition I less than 10. Okay, then I would create a block, and inside the block I would say that sum equals sum plus I. So we can simplify this statement like sum is equals sum plus I, so using an operator known as the augmented operator. So this works like sum, instead of writing sum is equals sum plus I, so I would write sum plus equals I. That means sum is equals sum plus I, and then I would say that I plus plus. All right, and outside the while block I would say system.out.println sum equals, by using string concatenation I would say sum. So now think that if I would just declare the variable sum with value 0, that means int sum is equal 0, and I would print the value sum to my console, that will be printed as 0. So in here I would say that int sum is equal 0. So let me explain you how this code works. So int sum is equals 0 at first, and the value of I is set to 1 initially. All right. So first of all, the Java compiler will check that is I less than 10. Yes, 1 is less than 10. So the value of sum will be increasing by I. That means sum is equals sum plus I. So the initial value of sum was 0. Then after the value increased, the value of sum will be changed to 0 plus 1, that is 1. And further I say that I plus plus. So as my loop will continue, the value of I will be also incremented by 1. So the value of I will be going on increasing by 1. So until the value of I is reached to 10, that means 10 is less than 10, and we can say that the condition is false. So 10 is not less than 10. All right. Instead 10 is equals 10. So 10 is less than 10 is false, and my program execution will be stopped, and the final value of the sum will be printed to my console. All right. So let me run this program by pressing Ctrl Shift and F10, and you can see the result in my console window. So the sum will be probably 45. All right. Yes, you can see the sum value is 45. Okay. So this is how a while loop works in a Java program, and the syntax of while loop. All right. So how to represent a while loop in Java. All right. So this was all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.